pride. I see power. I see pride. I see power. You goddamn right.
Welcome back to Urban Power Debate. Let's jump right into this debate.
Would you be in a foxhole with Donald Trump or in a foxhole with Kamala Harris?
He had an option to go into the foxholes, and he lied multiple times to not get drafted.
I focus on, let's get the population healthy. We got a bunch of sick
Well, we're
people.
not going to do it by taking away their health care. He had a lawful asylum claim. He had gone to the border checkpoint.
When you're trying to deport 20 million people, sometimes a few things happen.
Hi, I'm Luke Beasley. I'm a liberal Gen Z political commentator, and today I'm surrounded by 20 boomer Trump supporters. My first claim is MAGAnomics is terrible for the economy.
Luke,
You look very swanky.
very nice to meet you.
Let's just start here, okay? Because you would agree Trump's landmark economic policy is tariff, tariff, tariff. That's like his biggest thing.
Well, let's start with the big picture. Trump has
Tariffs.
the right vision.
We'll get there. Let's just get clear. Who pays the tariff?
Okay, first of all, I'm a businessman. I do growth CFO work around the world. I got hundreds of clients. I've been 30 years of building businesses.
Beautiful.
I can tell you firsthand the reason why many of my American companies can't get into foreign markets is because of tariff barriers.
Just because Trump always seems confused about this, who is it that pays a tariff?
Well, the importer does.
The importer.
Right.
So every time Trump says foreign countries are the ones who pay the tariff, it's not U.S. companies, he's lying.
That's true. It's
He's lying.
importer.
Okay, good. It's weird for his whole economic policy to be based on a lie, but
Well,
okay, continue.
what does it do? So the tariff barriers create fair access. So it's all about fairdom. Americans look around the room. You got some of the most talented people you will ever know in the world. We can give us a chance to compete, level playing field. We will do the work. We will bring in the international business. Many of our jobs, with globalization, which I led, many of our jobs have gone international because of unfair tariff practices. Even when we had property in China, we had to hire a non-tariff barrier. We had to hire a Chinese spy to be in our telecom company, still in our secrets.
Okay, that's like a random anecdote. We got to go more. When you look at the impact, we've seen job growth slowing, we've seen GDP growth slowing, unemployment ticking up, employment getting worse. That's all an impact of him slapping these features. He's also tariffing, just quickly, Brazil, which we have a trade surplus with, so it's not the trade barrier reason. He's tariffing countries where it doesn't even make coherent sense because he's upset about this thing or that thing, but then we're the ones paying the consequences.
Let's be clear.
That's incoherent.
Let's be clear about impact. In the second quarter, which what we just finished, in the second quarter, GDP was at 3%, which is a normal range for us. Core inflation is at 2.1 to 2.4%, which is normal for us. Unemployment down at 4%.
You agree that we saw 48 consecutive months of job growth under Biden, and then Trump came in and we lost jobs for the first time in June, I think it was.
But we agree there's 4% unemployment, which is a.
Well, he was handed 4% unemployment. You can't give him credit for that. That's what Biden gave him.
Okay.
Agreed. Biden's economy was good?
Not agreed. In Biden's economy, inflation went up. There were some years 9%.
Well, we handled it better than our G7 counterparts. That was kind of a pandemic thing.
We have $6 trillion of new foreign direct investment coming in. We have a focus on AI. We have a focus on energy. Trump has a right vision for Americans and probably people like you.
So let's talk again about his argument, right, is that we're going to bring in a bunch of domestic manufacturers, which will be more expensive. Otherwise, we would have been manufacturing here already. We sent them elsewhere because it was cheaper. And so he's saying we'll bring factories back.
You're saying you send our jobs. You're saying you send our jobs elsewhere. It's not the manufacturing that's important. They used to have 20,000 manufacturing companies around Chicago alone. Many of them left never to return, which are jobs for people like the people in the room and people that support you.
And the solution
is not good for us.
Broad strokes, draconian tariffs, as shown by we're losing manufacturing. We're losing manufacturing jobs right now under Trump.
I can talk about companies I work for.
You can Google it. We'll do a fact check on screen.
Manufacturing jobs. They have more orders. They can deliver.
But those are anecdotal, not the broader stats on this.
Tell me why you're against fair trade for Americans.
Oh, I'm for that. Heck yeah. And if Trump wanted to negotiate,
then how do you get to it without doing tariffs?
If he wanted to use it as a threat, right? He goes to countries. He says, "You have these trade barriers. If you don't reduce them, I'm going to slap tariffs." That would be one thing. That's not what he did.
So you think empty threats work?
But that's not what happened. He just slapped tariffs on the whole world, including an island with penguins on it, and then started trying to make deals, but it wasn't really working. So he just started, hear this. Not very many. It was like 3 that were actual deals. And then he just started sending letters to countries with no concessions saying, hey, this is your tariff rate. So there was no concession. We still have to pay higher tariffs here. We don't get the benefits that he says we're going to get, but we get the downsides of paying higher prices.
We get them a chance to employment. The companies I work for get a chance.
It's not working.
Okay, pause.
Yeah, it's definitely not working because I have a business and the tariffs are terrible for my business and for everyone. Everybody in the whole circle is losing, just so you know.
Been voted out.
All right, my friend Luke, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi, Luke. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
My name is Rosalind.
Rosalind.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we're going to do this with everyone. We agree
Okay.
Trump lies when he says foreign countries pay the tariffs.
You know what's interesting about that is that if they weren't paying something, why were they so hard working trying to get out of it?
China, Japan, Mr. Japan is not paying the U.S. government in tariffs, correct?
Money is coming
who?
in. Money is coming in from multiple countries. First of all, you have UAE, Saudi Arabia, Japan,
In tariffs?
South Korea
In tariffs, yes or no?
that have all come to the table to give more than
Wait.
$1
We're
trillion
talking about tariffs right now.
each.
Are these countries paying us in tariffs?
I do not
what Trump says.
agree that the tariffs were the best idea. But I'll go ahead and give you that. Okay?
Cool.
But all of the deals that Trump himself has made with countries that are bringing in over $1 trillion
Yeah.
to give to the
Okay.
economy,
What if-
they're going to make money off of
All
the
right.
American people. It's going to be great.
Okay, so, major point, I hear it, but let me connect two thoughts. If Trump's so willing to lie to you, saying that foreign countries pay the tariff, which he repeats constantly, which is not true, then maybe he's lying to you about how many investments are happening. Like when they try to document it on their website, the last time I checked, they were able to document like 2.6 trillion and 1.3 trillion of that was from the Biden era in foreign investments in the United States. So if he's willing to lie about the policy he screams about, such a beautiful word, tariff, then he's probably willing to lie about,
You're good.
about how many investments are happening.
Okay, first of all, these countries actually came here, made the investments, spoke to the media.
How do you know that?
This is
There's
not
no teeth
out
to
of
it.
the ether. They showed
It-
up
it
here
is.
in the United States,
Trump
South
is claiming-
Korea,
okay, let's-
Japan,
let's-
all
yeah.
of these different people. Either they got there or they didn't. And they are going to
They're made up
invest
numbers, but
trillions of dollars
they're saying
into our
to make Trump
economy.
relieve the
It's
tariffs.
going to be good.
But
there will
you
be
know-
more jobs
you.
in
I heard
this
you. I got your point.
economy
I got
than
it.
what we can probably
Why are we losing
even-
jobs right now then?
You want to know
What the
something?
hell?
We were losing jobs under
We
Biden.
were. We had historic job growth.
No,
but
that is not
It's true. A couple things. First of all, why do we outperform every single country on the planet under Biden in our recovery from the pandemic? We saw better GDP growth, historic unemployment. And then Trump has claimed he brought in $17 trillion in investment to the United States.
Okay.
Our GDP is like 27, 28 trillion. Does that make any sense?
You
think
don't
he's about to bring that
believe
much
the
in
numbers
investments?
that Trump said, but you're quoting to me numbers that Biden said.
No.
So
If-
you want to
no,
know
that's not
something?
true.
If you don't
They
believe one, why do you believe the other?
Trump saying in front of a mic 17 trillion is different than the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I'm not talking about his words. Trump's words. Nowhere in the government have they been able to substantiate 17 trillion. Zero. They've only been able to substantiate, as I said, like 2.6, 3 trillion, and a big chunk of that comes from the Biden era. Whereas the jobs numbers can be substantiated by independent sources and are the institutions we go to for those trackers, the unemployment, the GDP, all of those things are actually mathematically substantiated, whereas Trump's big, bold claims aren't.
Do you want to know
Pause.
something?
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I
Doing a good job over there, buddy. You're tough.
Thank you. Let's see what you got for me.
Let's go.
So you agree Trump's lying when he says foreign countries pay the tariff,
I don't say he's lying,
but he's wrong.
but I'm saying it's not the complete truth.
It's not true at all.
Because everybody is involved in who's paying tariffs. Ultimately, it's the companies doing business, but then ultimately it ends up with the consumer. So I have some good feelings about tariffs. I have some not so good feelings. But what I like about it is he's stirring up the pot. He's stirring up the conversation. And what I like about that is he's got the world
What?
talking.
Stirring? I don't want to stir if I have to pay
Oh,
more.
I do.
Stop
Oh,
stirring.
I do.
You want to pay more?
I want to stir it up.
You want to stir it up.
Absolutely.
You want
I like
to
the
lose
world.
jobs, which we have.
No, I
happened
don't like
last
jobs.
month.
I don't like
We
that.
lost jobs in June for the first time since the first time Trump was president.
I don't like
All
losing
through my-
jobs, and I agree with you. I don't
Okay,
like losing
and-
jobs.
well,
But
then
what I
why
like
would we
is
say it's fun to stir
we
it
have
up?
to get excited about what's possible and the future for our country and what we're calling MAGAnomics. I'm excited because it's based in capitalism. It's based in free trade. It's based in getting the world involved.
How
it's
is
based in
tariffs
bringing
free trade? That's the opposite of free trade.
It's based on keeping the rich rich and the poor don't get anything, and keeping the poor poor. That's what MAGAnomics seems to be conveying right now.
It's an attachment to trade, and people are going to negotiate the number. I mean, you know the history of tariffs. It used to be this, and now it's that, and now it's becoming a new thing. But tariffs are just a
What
part
does
of
that mean? I don't know.
Tariffs are just a part of doing business. It's just
no.
that's all
It's
it
a
is.
trade. It's a trade barrier. It's a tax.
It can be a barrier, but you negotiate. If you don't
wait.
negotiate in business,
Again, just so everyone knows here, in case you're next, I don't think you can never use tariffs for anything. There are certain critical
We're in
industries,
agreement.
but Trump is using them on everything, on
that's
all
one
of these
thing
countries.
that he has so many strategies.
causing-
Luke. Strategies. You need multiple strategies.
Have you met him?
AI.
Strategies.
AI. Look at AI. Look what he's
If
doing.
you wanna,
He's
if you wanna
made
do like
the claim.
semiconductor tariffs, that would be one thing. But instead, he's doing it on
Semiconductors is a
on
good category.
Brazil
I'm glad
and
we agree
coffee.
on that. A great negotiator doesn't limit himself. He takes as much as he can and he puts it here.
Those are
and
just
then
like
we come up.
floating fun.
Negotiations
words.
are real, bro.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, they're real.
He's not
If you
negotiating
don't
with most of the countries. He's sending letters with just this is your tariff rate, and then we pay more
Okay,
for it.
tariffs is one thing. Let's move on to something
Okay,
else.
that's his main thing. Okay, well, let's go next to, I think, demand side economics, where you really invest in communities that need it and are going to be the quickest to spend that dollar, is a much more effective way to stimulate the economy, as opposed to like supply side trickle down economics.
Demand? I'm all for demand economics.
And Trump is doing the most trickle down, insane redistribution of wealth from the bottom to the top with his big, beautiful bill.
No.
The largest cut to
No.
Medicaid ever, nearly $1 trillion
we
over
need
a
to
decade.
trim things. We need to tighten
Wait,
things.
wait. He lowered
Look,
taxes.
I'm on Social Security, bro. You think I don't worry about this?
He lowered
I worry
tax
about
rates
this.
for the richest Americans.
I'm for that.
While
for
he's
that
taking
because
money
they're
from
the
the
ones-
poorest Americans?
Because the richest people are business owners, and they're who are creating jobs. Without jobs in America, Luke, you know this.
You just
Without a
said-
job, Luke, in America,
Yeah.
without a job, you have nothing. You have no shot at anything.
Right.
It's the most important
which
thing.
ripping away funds to critical programs hurts
This is a
people's community.
capitalist-
They now have less money. They have less
We got to
ability
tighten. We
to
got to
spend
tighten up.
money
We got to
in the
tighten up.
community.
We
Wait,
give
wait,
too
no,
much
just-
out.
Let's just
Too
focus.
much.
Let's just focus.
Did you
Let's
just
just
Did you not get that he just gave a bunch of money to a different country? You just said we give too much out. Indeed. To where our country is struggling. Think about that.
Shush me, Luke.
I did.
Come on,
I
that's
apologize.
disrespectful.
I apologize. I
All
apologize.
right, you're forgiven.
I apologize. But
Shushing me. Get out of here.
but do you agree? Let's just focus.
Okay, I'm focused.
At the same time, he did one of the biggest giveaways to the wealthiest 1%. He's also, which is increasing our debt. He's also cutting Medicaid. So it's not about tightening up because he's increasing the debt with these tax cuts for the rich.
Medicaid.
And he's cutting Medicaid. That's not tightening up. It's expanding, but for the rich.
I can talk about Medicaid. Medicaid has been taken advantage of.
You slapped my hand.
By, well, I hope it's okay. Medicaid has been taken advantage of. People are getting Medicaid. They don't deserve Medicaid. They don't qualify for Medicaid. It's not okay. So I like it.
wait.
I like that he trimmed Medicaid.
$1 trillion
I support
over a
that.
decade
Yeah, I was like,
is going to
yeah.
cut a bunch of people who do rely on it, who aren't
Well,
scammers
we
or fraudsters.
need to get them
That's
healthy.
just mathematically
we
true.
need to get them healthy. I focus on let's get the population healthy. We got a bunch of sick
Well, we're not
people.
going to do it by taking away their health care.
Well, let's put the money into
What?
fitness and health programs. I like that.
He's not doing that. He's
I like
giving it to rich people.
No, programs to get you healthy.
I
not
know.
Heal you
One
after
way
you're
you can
sick.
stay- No.
This is the best you got, bro. Come on, Luke.
Hello.
Oh, Gene.
Gene, nice to meet you.
Okay, so about tariffs, it's actually very simple. All we have to do just look what happened before. In 1913, the only money coming into United States was from tariffs.
What
We
happened
had no
after
income.
1913?
Yeah, something bad happened,
Yeah.
but not because of that.
Okay.
The tariffs was bringing so much money that we could was able to buy the land. We could borrow the money to other countries. Everything was fine. Then there was a creation the financial system.
Okay.
Now,
well,
but the history has
Yeah.
the facts, right? We had economy running beautifully just on the tariffs with no income
Yeah.
tax, no land tax,
In
nothing else.
1919?
we didn't. Have
Why
that.
is
Okay.
it? Why is it not going to work this time?
So we have a fundamentally different economy, and I think you have rose-colored
Right.
glasses about that time. And we then went into the Great Depression not too long after
No,
that.
no.
But,
This
but
is
let's,
the
let's
part-
focus. But we have a fundamentally different economy. Unless you want us to get rid of Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid completely, then it's not going to make any sense for us to pretend like we can go back to a time where we had a fundamentally different tax structure. So I just because we were talking about it before, we've done a lot of tariff talk, and I think I made my point on that. I would love to hear your stance. Because I thought we were populists in this room, MAGA populism, but we're okay giving huge tax breaks to wealthy folks while you're ripping away healthcare for millions of Americans. Because that's an
Okay.
economic
What
policy,
is your
to be clear,
facts
too.
that wealthy getting a tax break?
Oh, that was in Trump's big beautiful bill. Every
Right?
single independent
Absolutely
analysis,
not.
trillions. It was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
They'll put a fact
absolutely
up on
not.
screen,
Okay,
yeah.
the fact is, the tariffs bring money right now in. And here's what he's proposing with the money we're gonna do. The people who's gonna make
I see
less
the
than
flags
$250,000 will get paid back. People
He's not
who's
going to give that to
making-
you. I promise.
You can't see the future.
I can.
right?
I can.
No, you can't.
I really can.
Look at my eyes. You can't. It's a
You have a
delusion.
deep sadness in your eyes.
In my-
No, so I mean, okay, maybe you
Come
wait.
on, so-
maybe wait for him to give you some paycheck, but in the meantime, he's ripping away healthcare. In the meantime, he's taking away SNAP benefits. In the meantime, he's giving huge tax
Really?
breaks to wealthy folks.
And what do you do when you sit and you're just waiting for a government check? This sounds like the 19 somethings where everybody's, I'm just waiting on my check. I'm waiting on it. And they never gave it to them.
That's deranged.
We just had the the biggest fraud uncover in Social Security and Medicaid, and it happened under this administration.
Under Trump?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you? What do you mean?
So,
okay.
so that's why a bunch
So
of people have to
don't-
lose their health. That's not, just to be clear, my issue is that he's bloating the deficit in the debt, while he's giving tax breaks to the wealthiest Americans. If you look at
Right.
independent analyses, you'll see the combined outcome of this bill, which is not a good economic policy, it's a part of his Maganomics thinking, the trickle-down nonsense, is that the poorest Americans lose wealth. Literally, that's the analysis.
America-
And the wealthiest Americans gain wealth.
Okay.
Okay,
Again.
pause.
Yeah.
We're out of
You've been
time.
voted out.
Ah,
Definitely voted out.
okay.
My next claim is Trump is an authoritarian threat to democracy.
Yes.
Hello,
Hello,
Luke.
Lori Mills.
Nice to meet you, Laura.
Well, why don't you say your prompt again? And I really want you to think about your prompt.
Trump is an authoritarian threat to democracy. He doesn't respect elections. He doesn't respect the nonviolent principles of approaching our democratic process. Doesn't respect court rulings. Is degrading our democratic process in a lot of key ways.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want you to really think about what you're saying here. He's had 2 assassination attempts because of rhetoric that you're giving right now.
I don't
disagree.
believe
Charlie
that.
Kirk is dead
That was
because
horrible.
of rhetoric that you are stating right now. Don't you think
Well,
it's
he's
time to
still-
take
Yeah.
down the rhetoric?
God, Charlie Kirk spilled rhetoric himself. And I don't think he was killed for, other than the things he spilled.
Yeah, I
A
think
little bit.
absolutely. And I actually make an effort to lower the rhetoric, but me identifying someone's ideology and saying through peaceful means we should push back against someone's authoritarianism is exactly in line with peaceful principles. What happened to Charlie Kirk is an abandonment of all of the principles I hold dear. That was horrific. And so the way that we push back against authoritarianism, like for example, if we're saying political violence is wrong, and that's what I believe, and that's why I am horrified by what happened to Charlie Kirk, then is it not anti-democratic, not in the interest of a peaceful approach to a democratic process for Trump to pardon January 6ers?
Well,
Right?
no, because a lot of
They were
their-
violent.
Not all.
No, specifically think about people
Not
who
all.
assaulted.
I have a friend.
No, I don't want to hear about your friend. I'm talking about specifically violent offenders.
Well, I'm talking.
Daniel Rodriguez stun gunned an
Okay,
officer. He had a
okay,
heart
you guys
attack.
talk-
I'm asking, Is it correct that there were people who assaulted police officers violently who got pardons, and are you okay with that?
Yes, because their due process was violated when people.
It wasn't. They had
in the
their trial.
No, they
had
didn't.
their whole due process.
People were-
Unlike the people that Trump is without
Again,
his due
are you
process.
going to let me speak?
I just
or
don't
are you just
appreciate
going
if
to talk
you're going to
over
avoid.
me? Let
I don't
me
feel
answer
like,
you.
Well, I actually believe that we should not be violent. It sounds
I
like
don't
you're okay
think
with
that-
some people who were
No,
violent.
I'm not.
Which scares me.
I
I think
believe
that's
in the
not lowering the.
You just want to pick and choose who can be violent. It's okay to screw these people over, and they don't need due process. But these guys, they need due process. That's what she sounds like.
Constitution of the United States, which says that you
We should
have
have
the
peaceful
right
transfer
to.
of power,
I
which
believe
Trump
that
tried
you
to
have a
overturn.
right to a quick and speedy trial. I believe when you weren't a nonviolent
People?
offender,
We're not talking about them yet. We can get to that
yes,
if you'd
we are.
like
We're
to.
talking
You're
about
trying
it
to
as
avoid
a
the
whole.
question I brought up.
No, you're just
which is
trying
we
to
brought up
talk
violence.
over me to
No,
be right.
No, you brought up
because
violence.
You, want
You brought up
clickbait.
violence specifically.
No. Okay,
And
so
I'm
Ashley
saying,
Babbitt, let me ask
I
you.
would
Ashley
never- I
Babbitt
would-
is dead. Do you think a 5'1",
Wait,
100-pound girl?
I would love to get to Ashley Babbitt next and discuss that case. But you
You're
haven't
not letting
addressessed.
me answer your question.
Well, because
so
you're
we're
not even
getting
trying to
there.
answer my question.
Yes, I
Right.
am.
I'm
Every
saying
time I
specifically.
start, people were thrown in jail for 4 years without
Trump,
a trial.
unlike-
Brady material
Trump,
was
unlike-
withheld
you see
in their
Okay.
trials.
It sounds like
So
you aren't willing to acknowledge. It would
sounds
be
like
an
you're not
hours-long,
willing to
hours-long
acknowledge that
conversation.
people were
It would be an hours-long
unfairly
conversation
mistreated.
if we want to get to each individual case.
And for
I'm
you to
saying
say, let's get
Trump
back to the
specifically
prompt.
pardoned. Yeah, the prompt is Trump is authoritarian threat to democracy.
Okay, so Joe
One of
Biden
the things-
pardoned murderers.
That's Joe Biden. I'm
You were
talking
okay
about,
with that?
He did. He removed.
You're okay with that?
Wait,
Was he-
I'd love to- he
Thank
removed
you.
people off
Get
death
out
row,
of
which is
the
different.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Yeah, get your ass out of the seat because you make no sense.
Hello.
Hi,
What's your
I'm
name?
John.
John, nice to meet you.
Your
That's a
name
good
is?
handshake.
Thank
Luke.
you.
Luke is my name.
Luke. I'm sorry.
So what do you think of that? Where do you disagree?
Several places. First off, you're saying that Trump is a threat to democracy.
Yeah.
Do me a favor
Yeah.
and define that better for me.
Yeah, I think if you don't respect key democratic principles, like, so we don't get caught up, I'd love to, but on January 6th, the entire time, we could shift to him threatening media companies, which is not in the interest of, I
Right.
think if you're doing things against like the First Amendment, that wouldn't be very in the interest of our democratic process. And so
Okay.
lately, I'm sure you've kept up with his FCC investigating and threatening media outlets that say stuff that Trump doesn't like. Trump recently said that protesters, literally who screamed at him at a restaurant, should have RICO cases brought against them. I'm sure
Wow.
people are rolling their eyes because they don't believe that's true. You can find the clip. That's completely disconnected from what we should hold dear as Americans, no?
Here's what I think about it. I think that the fundamental, the bedrock of our democracy is civil discourse.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Totally.
Okay. So when you speak over the last speaker, you're getting rid of civil discourse. You're turning a dialogue into a monologue.
No, I think it's just heated civil discourse.
It's heated
Yeah.
civil discourse that you can explain away, but doesn't get anything done. I'm
wait.
here to understand you and be understood
Yeah.
by you. And when only you speak, we're not getting anything
Well,
done.
I'll just warn everyone, if anyone doesn't even try to acknowledge or respond to the points that I'm bringing up, to the claim I'm bringing up, then I'm going to have to stop you because we have limited time and I don't want you to just say a bunch of random stuff.
I get
so
it.
Just like there, you brought up me interrupting when I'm talking about the president's doing. Me interrupting the last individual is a lot less consequential than Trump threatening media outlets who say things he doesn't like.
It's fundamental to our democracy.
But can you address that part? Because we're talking about Trump.
I'm talking about how we even get to a presidential election.
Okay.
We have to be able to talk to each other.
I agree. We're doing
We
it right
have
now.
to be able to listen to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will
Red
never
flag-
know if she was
red-
going to
Red flags going up all over the place because in the end, you're going to wind up agreeing with this young man.
get to her point or not because you didn't let her.
Well, sometimes if you take too long to get to a destination, I'm going to give up on it.
Okay, then I'll go to my next point. You say that Trump is a threat to the democracy. The military works for him.
Cool.
If he wanted to, he could still be in the White House from the first presidency battling with those who would follow illegal orders. And I'll bet there's a bunch of them. But didn't happen.
Wait.
He didn't even give an order because he was willing to leave the White House when he was told to.
After he assembled fraudulent electors to try to stay in power, after he tried to pressure local election officials to defraud their voters, after he riled up a mob that attacked the Capitol to try to prevent the certification, and then after all of those legal schemes failed, he ended up leaving because everything ran out. And that's like someone who attempted to murder someone, you saying it's not bad because they weren't able to do it.
And after all that, the system worked. The system prevented somebody from being that bad.
But how does that not make him bad for trying, just like an attempted crime?
I think he did what anybody would want to do, and that is cling to power. Yes. It's just like
Why did no other president deny the peaceful transfer of power like him?
Exactly.
He was the first one.
Why did Al Gore take the hanging Chad situation all the way to the Supreme Court?
Did Trump ever concede the 2020 election? Did Trump ever concede like Al Gore did?
Al Gore.
That's an important question.
I don't think so.
You bring up, no, he didn't. And that's bad, right?
Al Gore.
Well, actually, I think we got into a really important place here.
And now you're talking over me.
Well, because you're bringing up Al Gore. Al Gore did the thing that Trump never did. And that's my problem.
And
you don't respect democracy if you don't concede elections.
Your reason trumps civil discourse. No pun intended.
Repeat that, what?
Your reason for talking over me trumps civil discourse. Now I do intend the pun.
I think Trump attacking media outlets, staying in power or trying to stay in power illegally after losing an election fair and square is much more dangerous than me speaking over you.
Do you really do?
Yeah. He is representing a fucking country. You just sitting there representing yourself. Trump represents a country, and he's doing it badly.
By the majority, please return to your seat.
Good one.
Thank you.
All right. Luke, Shane.
Shane, nice to meet you, Shane. Another good handshake.
Yes, thank you. So we'll try not to talk over each other because I've got 3 Gen Z kids.
Okay.
So I want to hear what you're saying. I think part of the problem is we don't allow dialogue and we don't handle it correctly. We can't repay arrogance for arrogance, hatred. But the question is, Trump is a threat to democracy, correct?
Yeah.
Number one, you mentioned because of the election he wouldn't concede to.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, Al Gore challenged it. Hillary challenged it in 2016.
Both conceded.
But your position is he didn't concede, he fought it. And I think what we need to do also on your side is you got to get all the facts because there are so many shenanigans and things going on. And actually, Trump supporter, I'm a policy supporter. So I look at not the person, but the policies they support.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't concede in that way, but there was so much with the voting, the Dominion system. And so that's why
I'm trying to listen, but
okay, go ahead.
Let's say Kamala Harris, there are liberal voters who think Kamala Harris, there were all these fraudulent things.
Right.
And I say, hey, until that's been demonstrated in a court of law, you can't run with conspiracies. You can't say that Trump is an illegitimate president this go around because of their theories about Kamala's election.
Right.
Would it be correct for her to just start trying to, like they tried to get Pence to do when she was vice president, and she deployed the ideology that Trump was pushing, which is that she could have blocked the certification to keep Biden in power or to try to elect herself with the certification? That would have been insane, all because of theories that she had. I don't care if you felt like there were shenanigans, if you saw things on social media, it was never demonstrated in a court of law. And now Trump's the president, and he can't find such evidence.
So my point back to that would be he eventually conceded by how he handled everything. No, I don't agree with how he handled everything. But he obviously conceded because he stepped down. And then you said
that's not the same thing. But
okay. Well, and then also the second thing, if I'm not mistaken, is he is going after people.
Media.
If we had time and we talked about how many people went after him incorrectly, from Russiagate to this making up of this lies, this topic, I
don't know. Let's say, even though I would obviously disagree on every single one of the examples you would cite, that those things happened, you would say they're wrong. How does that justify Trump then going after ABC or something?
When Jimmy Kimmel says what he said, right? And that is just totally demeaning, lying. And so obviously these people have to be held accountable.
But like CBS, he was blocking a merger from going through, using his government authority to prevent a business deal from going through, to force them into making the settlement with him.
But I don't think
that's insane mafia.
But your question is, he's a threat to democracy. Actually, America isn't a real democracy. It's a republic.
Democratic republic.
Right. So we put people in positions of leadership who will...
A republic is a democratic system of government, guys.
Based on who we elect into the office. So I don't see he's a threat to that. I think he's trying to protect that. He's allowing the people to have a voice. Because remember, the role of government...
He's trying to protect it by...
the democracy.
By undermining democratic principles,
but for example, what democratic principle is he undermining?
Yeah,
What's
a
the
key
main
democratic principle is open, like we're doing here, free discourse. And whenever you start bringing these punitive lawsuits and then hurt them with your government power to
But
force them into
our
settlements,
lawsuits-
Okay,
Which
that's
is
one
exactly
example.
what he's doing.
One example of many different things.
when
but
he's saying he wants protesters who shouted at him in a restaurant to be having RICO cases brought against them, criminal cases for shouting,
Right.
that's not American.
Right.
That's not in the
No,
interest of
it's
a
not.
democratic
Right.
discourse. And I think we
Right.
agree on that.
Yeah, again, I'm not promoting everything he does. I'm just saying your point, your claim was he's a threat against a genuine democracy,
Well, and
but
I do
he's
think
not.
whenever he was illegally trying to stay in power, like with the fraudulent slate of electors, that's trying to,
Right.
it's fine for him to bring court cases like he
Right,
did.
right, right.
But then after those failed, he stepped outside of our legal process and kept
But
trying to
what's-
prevent,
what's-
like getting Pence to
Yeah.
reject the
Oh, yeah, I
certification.
know.
Insane.
But what's
Pause.
Yeah.
You voted out by the majority. Please
Oh,
return to
you
your
were
seat.
job,
getting
Luke.
voted
Thank
out.
Hi.
Hello.
My name is Shiva,
Hi, Shiva.
and it's Luke, right?
Yes.
Which I love that it's biblical.
Oh, thank you.
It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Beautiful man.
Well, you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. My argument is that number one, we are not a democracy. I know that you guys say a democratic republic. First off, we're a constitutional republic. I mean, when we do,
Constitutional democratic republic.
well, you do the Pledge of Allegiance. What does it say?
A republic?
and to the
The republic?
And what does
is
it
a
say?
republic?
And what
wait,
is
wait,
it?
wait, wait. What is a republic?
It's a balance of power. So of the three
But
branches.
who places people into power?
Well, the people do, but we don't
That's
even.
the sys-
But
it's just
again,
a representative
but we have
form of
electoral
democracy.
college vote.
Yes,
we don't
it's
even go
just-
by the popular
Yeah.
vote. But
well, then
but
he's a threat to our republic. But by the way, republic is a representative
constitutional
form of
republic.
democratic.
You know, this
Thank
is
you.
where
That
is. You can
this
Google
is
it.
the first lie. So there's even a lie in the question. That's why it's hard for me
What's
to
unfortunate
argue a lie
is you
in
can
the
go
question.
Google after this is over, and what you're saying is incorrect because we live in a democratic system, and that system is a representative
Well, it's not
republic.
even democratic when you've got all these liberal states that don't allow us to present an ID to vote.
There goes the flag.
But Kamala Harris won. and
Kamala. You have to know the pronunciation right
no,
now.
I'll say what I'll call her what I want to call her. Okay.
That's the
She
problem
only
in
won
itself.
in states where there's no voter ID laws. How is it a democracy when you didn't even get to pick your presidential candidate? How is that a democracy?
We did. There were primaries.
No, there wasn't.
And then
no, they
It was.
installed
No, you're
her.
right. The parties
they
are an
installed
organization.
her.
The parties are an organization, and then they can choose their candidate. I disagree. I would love to make sure every single Democratic primary is very, very democratic, but I would love to focus because that's a whole other interesting topic. You said your point. Do you have a defense of? I guess you're saying you don't. Do you not care because you don't think we live in a democracy? That would be strange to me.
No, we're
Or-
in a constitutional republic because
Okay.
it's not the 51% that tells the 49% what
Okay.
to do.
All
That's
right.
mob
Go-
rule.
go Google later.
And
What's
look
this
at
one?
if the mob
But-
wants
Yeah.
to kill this person, innocent person, they would
Yeah,
die
that's an
in
absolute
a
democracy. You're right. We don't live in an
and
absolute
we don't want
democracy,
that.
but we have a representative republic governed by the Constitution, which is a democratic system. But
And
whatever.
we're not even equal branches
So,
of
do
government
you
either.
believe-
That's another
Whatever
lie.
you feel, are you okay with what I've been bringing up before? Him ignoring due process?
And no, he's not. Okay, I have 4 friends that were locked
He-
up. Let me finish.
gosh.
Lord,
So,
everybody
the
got
4
a friend.
friends-
I can't
Now, one of
stand
them,
that. Everybody got a friend that went through something. I know. I can't stand that. Don't bring up your friends. Just stick to the prompt.
Yeah, I'm not going to do
Okay,
that.
Let me just
I'm not going to do that.
Let me finish
Are you
what
okay
I'm
with
saying.
someone who
No,
violently assaulted a police officer?
Someone was breaking the
being
window of
pardoned?
the Capitol, and that was an Antifa member. You can even hear the crowd saying Antifa, Antifa.
Oh, no.
Did the fake media show that? No, my friend was the one. Ed reached up and pulled the guy
Okay,
out,
so then-
out of the Capitol, and
You're
guess which
saying a
one
lot of
went to
things.
jail?
Let's say they're Antifa.
So-
Then why did Trump
What
pardon the
happened to
Antifa?
No, they didn't pardon the Antifa. They
Who are the
par-
people violently assaulting police officers then?
No, there was
Who were
one
those
guy.
people?
There was
One
one
guy?
guy that got a taser, and I was not okay with
What
that.
about
I
beating
don't.
people with flagpoles? What about stomping on a police officer?
So it's safe to say that she was there January 6th, right? Like you're saying it like as if you witnessed it all. You should be in jail.
Officer's head?
Oh, I never saw that.
Oh, really?
Okay?
Dempsey, David Nicholas Dempsey.
I don't know about that. I never saw it.
But
so
course
I
you
never
don't.
saw that. I
People,
saw
are you
4
okay with-
people
if
that
we're
died
gonna
that
have-
day, and they were
if
patriots.
we're gonna have-
and no media said that was true.
It is not in the interest of democracy for violence to be how we go about. The reason I'm opposed to people trying to assassinate Trump, the guy who assassinated
I'm
Charlie Kirk,
against
all of that
violence, too.
is against our peaceful democratic process. So is giving a reward to people honoring people in a sense by pardoning them specifically, then we can
They
move on to the other
didn't
people.
get due process. They were locked up.
Oh my
They
gosh,
didn't
they
get to
were.
present. No, I'm not going to go by the fake media that has lied to
Fake
us
media?
over and
what
over.
about the video of someone boom, boom, boom onto
Yeah.
a police officer's head?
And I don't know who that
Why
was.
can't you just
but
say
it probably
if Kamala
was
Harris-
an Antifa member
if
because
Kamala-
those
You
people
can't say
admitted
Harris
that they were
pardon?
paid.
God, if you don't know who it was, then you can't say it was probably one of them. You don't know who it was. You just stated that. Get her out of here.
To do that.
Wait, if-
okay. I know. You know what?
That's not true.
I ran
If
a
Kamala
rally
Harris-
in Beverly Hills, and I had a detective that was watching over me. He gave me a picture of Antifa
I'm
saying
sure.
that they're going to look like us.
It's
and you
crazy
know what?
that no
I
evidence
posted
has
it
ever
on
been brought forward of
Facebook,
that,
and they said
but
it was
okay.
misinformation when I got it
Well,
directly
it was.
from the Beverly
But
Hills police
let me
station.
just focus.
No, you don't
Let's
tell me what to
imagine.
do. See, people like you like to control people like
Pause.
me.
Oh my God.
You've been voted out by
outta
the
here.
majority. Please
Okay.
return to your seat.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, get out of here.
What are you doing? I'm Mark Brown.
Mark, it's a nice voice.
Yeah, it's useful. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be useful today.
Yeah.
In this kind debate where we respect each other and everything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Anyway, my point about Trump being a threat to the democracy is that when Trump lost the election, even though he thought that there was voter fraud and had what he had considered evidence of voter fraud and tampering and all that, he still left office. He left the office, and
After what?
when he left the office, his own actions demonstrate that he will not defy the election results. So he did willingly leave office. An insurrection is when you go to overthrow an elected official in office, such as a president, like when they overthrow people in other countries, to get rid of dictators. You agree, right?
Do you know what the fake elector scheme was?
Yeah, I know of it. Yeah.
So after he lost his court cases, then he tried to get people who weren't the lawful electors to fraudulently claim themselves to be, so that Mike Pence could pretend those were the real ones, and then he could stay in power. It is true that he ultimately left office. People were talking about, is Secret
After
Service
doing
going to
some
have to rip him out?
corrupt
Is the military going to have to? We can't say just because someone fails at something, it's not bad that they tried it.
Well, I mean, I could say this, like right
Exactly.
now, he's a legally Democratic elected president right now.
True.
And I promise you, when his term is up, no matter what, and someone else wins, he's going to willingly leave that office. Now, people say that he started an insurrection. An insurrection is not what happened that day. It was a protest against what everyone felt was voter fraud.
And then it got really
and then
violent.
the left throws this rhetoric out that he's an insurrectionist, and it's not even
I
the definition
actually
of it.
didn't use that word here, but no one's answered the question he just recently said, and I'm going to bring it back up. And I
Please,
hope
please
that if
do.
Biden or Kamala said this, you would find it outrageous. People were screaming at him in a DC restaurant, and he was sitting in the Oval Office reflecting on it, and he said, I've asked Pam Bondi to bring RICO cases against people like that, people who are peacefully protesting, shouting, in the vicinity of the president.
Well,
That's
no,
bad.
no,
We disagree, right?
No, look, I agree. Look, I'm a
Yeah,
guy
that's
that
bad,
just
okay.
did 23 years in a penitentiary. I
Okay.
just got out. I did 11 years in
Okay.
isolation. So I know what it's like to be on that side of the law.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is when people are at a restaurant, and this is the United States, we're supposed to be civil. We're supposed to have a moral compass. Do you think it's right that people are allowed?
we going?
Do you think it's right that people can stand in a
Get the
restaurant, a
flags
public
up.
place, and scream and yell?
Yes.
That really?
Yes.
You don't know
restaurant-
what disturbing the peace is?
restaurant owners,
That's
In
disturbing the
America,
peace by
restaurant owners
definition.
would have the right to remove them. The attorney general doesn't have the right to lock them up because they raised their voice.
No, for
near
sure.
the
No, for
president.
sure. I'm going to agree.
Okay, good. Then we're on the same page.
Sometimes
That's
he
bad.
will go off course.
We're out of time.
Let's go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's go.
Appreciate that.
All right. Nice to meet you.
My next claim is Trump supporters are not patriotic. Oh, she's back.
Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
Let's not talk over you. I'm willing to listen to you if you're willing
Okay.
to listen to me.
All right.
Deal?
Deal. Maybe.
Okay. So
Just don't lie.
you say that Trump supporters are not patriotic.
Yeah.
You're 23 years old. Did you ever consider joining the military?
No, both my brothers do, but I agree.
Exactly.
There are people who do very patriotic things, but the ideology itself, maybe better said, is not a patriotic ideology.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Well, it's actually what we've been talking about a lot, which is that I think undermining our democratic or our republic values, I think that attacking our democratic institutions, attacking free speech, none of that's patriotic. I think
Well-
covering up the Epstein files is not patriotic.
Okay, so let's go there. You brought up the
Why?
Epstein files. Who's Les Wexner?
Tell me.
Well, it seems that I've been looking into the Epstein files for about 7 years. You were probably about 14 years old. Yet you guys don't know anything about the case.
I have no interest in connecting it to anybody. I'm saying
Only Trump.
that no, Trump's the president, and Trump is currently being asked by even people like Marjorie Taylor Greene to be transparent, release everything. Let's both say nothing's bad about that.
No, I've been trying to get them released for 7 years.
Well, credit to you. So then,
Yes.
do you agree that to me it's not American patriotism for him to push back against that for so long?
Well, I think the thing is
Yeah.
he knew that the Democrats were going to try to turn this and make it about him.
does that
Wait,
And I
you
can
said
tell
then they
you
can't,
that
right?
you said you'd
That
let me
doesn't
talk.
make any sense. Democrats or Republican. The Epstein's files is disgusting, no matter who was on them. So why are y'all trying to make this? That one don't make no sense.
So let's do this. The
Okay.
defense attorney
10
of
seconds.
Virginia Giuffre, who basically said that Donald Trump was the only one that helped with the case.
Okay.
Suddenly,
So,
you guys
great.
want to use it
No,
as
no,
a talking
You don't know. You don't know
point.
anything out. You made your point. Now let me make mine.
Okay.
Let's assume everything you're saying is absolutely correct.
It is.
Great. Why won't he release them? Then it
He actually
silences
is trying
Democrats.
to. An Obama judge has blocked a lot of the
No,
files.
see,
That is
do you know
totally
about the
true.
case?
Yeah,
That's
I do.
the grand
I
jury
100%
documents.
do.
Nothing is new in the
Yeah,
grand jury
I-
documents.
You know, can you agree that there is definitely people that were very powerful in institutions
Yep.
that did not want to be exposed, that did very evil thing with
Mm-hmm.
children? Now, the thing is a lot of this evidence, and I hate to say it, is destroyed. I hate to say it. There were
Release it.
cameras
Release it.
and film and
We're on the
videos
same
in
page.
every single one of these rooms.
We're on the same page.
Can we agree?
It's a little weird.
No, it's not.
A little sussy.
No, it's not.
That he's
No,
calling
it's
up.
not.
He's calling up. The White House is calling up Republicans and saying this is a hostile act if you sign on to the discharge petition.
No, it's not.
to
He
get
said
released.
release
Yeah, it is.
everything.
Out loud, but then he's calling people saying it's Marjorie Greene.
you have
think
proof of that
Marjorie
he's-
Greene is lying about Trump?
I haven't seen him say that.
Okay.
I've not seen discharge papers,
seems
so I
like
can't
you
speak
just
Well,
on
that's
that.
what's being debated
But
right
what
now.
I can say that I will agree with you on, I don't like that he's calling it a hoax.
Cool.
I will agree with you on that. Now, with
Okay,
President,
pause.
Yeah.
You've been voted out by the majority.
I think I did better.
we
letting you
did do
talk.
better.
Yeah,
But look,
I did better.
let's talk.
I don't even know why you sat
Yeah.
down again.
Can't believe I got to meet Harry Sisson. Goddamn pleasure.
He's a good buddy of mine.
You're much more likable than Harry Sisson.
Oh,
Let me
no,
tell you that.
stop it.
You are. You're
Stop
charming.
it. Oh, stop.
What do you
I like
do?
your bandana.
Oh, thank you. I had to wear it during the lockdown because Biden was so patriotic. He shut down the country.
Who was president in 2020?
I believe Donald Trump was.
Yeah.
I remember. The stuff goes.
Yeah.
And he used Operation Warp Speed. And let me point something out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and cite facts because I spend a lot of the day drinking.
Facts,
But what I'm
Max.
going to say is that in 2020, Trump was president.
Yeah.
Correct? And he rushed the vaccine to the market. The vaccine, and then we'll get to Epstein. And I know it was.
We don't have to go there. I just want to talk about.
I didn't have to go there
It's
either.
not
What an
patriotic.
island. But what I'm saying is, thanks for getting
funny.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're doing great yourself. In 2020, a lot of people get confused that Trump rushed the vaccine to the market to try and save the left from stealing the election. And we won't get into that. And he said, here's the vaccine.
False.
And because
Stealing the
false,
election?
he didn't rush it to the market.
Election wasn't stolen. Okay.
Oh, okay. In 2020,
that's weird.
okay, he rushed it to the market and he said, here's the
What is
vaccine.
this? What are you talking about?
He rushed
Okay.
okay, we're getting to this, right?
That was good.
Rushed the vaccine to the market.
Yeah, awesome.
Did he mandate it?
No.
Very good.
Ish.
No, he did not ish. He said,
No.
here's the vaccine because
Wait.
he's so patriotic.
I thought
We're
you
getting to
didn't
that.
want
to
He
go
said, you are free to get the vaccine
No, no.
or you're free to not get the vaccine.
Hey.
But let's open up the effing country. I'm not going to say in front of this kid.
That is a lie because in order for a lot of people to keep their jobs, they had to get the vaccine. Not, oh, you're free to get the vaccine if you want, blah, 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 bullshit. That is bullshit.
Thank you. So once the country got opened
Okay.
up, then Biden came in because he's so patriotic. He said, you get this vaccine or you lose your job.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's
That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
What didn't happen? Please tell me what did not
That
happen.
didn't happen.
Yeah. What
wanna
didn't
know.
happen?
Yeah, there were restrictions on the federal level. None of them were like vaccine or jail. None of them were job or jail. It was either testing.
Did he just say
hey,
none of them? I can't believe this.
hey, the ones you're talking about had exceptions where you could do testing at a certain frequency
Testing?
or
A
vaccination.
PCR testing?
It's
Who
true.
invented that? Don't ask him. He's dead. I
It's
wonder
true.
why. Are you out of your MIT
Okay,
brain?
now I feel like I've let you go on. completely unrelated to what I was saying, and you misstated even what a mandate
What
was.
did I
Well, that's
misstate?
okay.
Right.
I
What's
just
a
explained it to you. There were two options, but you don't understand. That's fine. Let's
What
get back to
don't
the
I
core of the
understand?
matter. I just said you could either, with the job requirements you're talking about, there would be testing options as well if people weren't getting the vaccines. If individual employers, it's just true. It's just true. Are
you listening to
If
this?
individual employers
Did you read the
wanted
papers?
to,
All the
okay.
people that are getting
All right.
their jobs back and
All
back
right,
pay
all
for being
right.
forced out
Those
of their
are
job.
federal government workers. Yes, the federal government has a right to say you have to get certain vaccines. The military's done that all the time with a bunch of vaccines.
Okay, that is true because federal workers, yes, I think they did push you have to or you lose your job. I know in mine, we would get frequently tested. They, of course, asked us to get a vaccine, but if we had any symptoms, we had to go test, bring it back, quarantine for 14 days. So I think they're both right in this one. There's truth in both sides.
For example,
okay.
and that's perfectly
How about the
acceptable
nurses that are
for the
winning
sake of
these
public health.
lawsuits
But
against
let
places
me-
for getting
okay,
fired?
great. Let me go on so that we don't do a whole vaccine debate because I know you're a little off the rails on that. But
That's
I
how
want-
Daddy do.
Good. I do want to ask. You've heard a lot of the debates we've had, which has built my argument about the lack of patriotism in supporting Trump, and that is not accepting election results. That is going after
Not
media
accepting
companies
what?
that doesn't like election results. Going after
How did he
media
not
companies
accept
that
the
he doesn't
election
like.
results? He
that
left
is
office.
Come
ignoring
on.
court
And let me
orders.
ask you something about January 6th, the insurrection. Let's say that I'm Donald Trump, okay?
Great.
Let's say that you're Joe Biden, okay? And let's say that people think you stole the election. Let's say you did hypothetically. Okay. Let's say you stole the election and we go to that January 6th thing,
Yeah.
and I think it's stolen. Don't I want that process to go through? Don't I want that to go through so we can validate the election?
Wait,
If
wait,
it's
wait,
stolen,
wait,
who
wait.
wants to stop it?
Okay.
The people that stole it.
All
And then
right.
I'll add one more thing and I will yield my time to the floor.
Okay.
Okay? Then if it's an insurrection,
Yeah.
how come the only gun we saw was the guy that blew away Ashley Babbitt?
There were guns.
Because we can bring guns.
There were-
because in a patriotic country, you have the Second Amendment. I can't look into your beautiful eyes. That's why I keep looking away. Go on.
Okay, so a lot of that was just gibberish. I apologize, but there were guns actually in the crowd. But it's okay. You don't believe that. That's fine. And you keep throwing around insurrection.
Talking about
Insurrection. It's not true that the process going forward required people to storm the Capitol. The process
Storm?
was
They were
supposed to-
allowed
They
in.
did.
That's not
How
true.
did they get through the
The pro-
two-ton rotunda doors?
You're not listening. What Trump was trying to do
Sorry, Harry.
was to get Mike Pence to not certify the lawful election results. We're going to keep going through this. None of y'all can defend that because none of you would want to admit that a Democrat would have that power. Let's focus on that and see if you can defend it. Do you think if Kamala Harris, after they lost the election, would have the power to reject the lawful certification of the electors like Trump wanted Pence
Right.
to do, which
And
was
then
why people
have-
said, hey,
But
Mike
didn't
Pence,
they do that in
no, trust me.
2016 as well? They
White
always
House.
They didn't. They literally didn't. Joe Biden certified as vice president Trump's victory.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Mike Pence was being pressured by Trump, which is why people stormed the Capitol. Trump was posting out, oh, Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what he had to do, which was reject the certification of the electors.
He didn't get the chance to
Okay.
anyway. Because the FBI, who may or may
Where?
not have been there,
What it
because
is?
the FBI didn't
Hey,
confirm it.
Hey, you're not hearing me.
What?
Do
That's an
you
old joke,
agree
sorry.
that Kamala Harris would not have had the power to reject the lawful certification of the election, that that's a ceremonial role whenever Trump won? Yes, you do.
I'll
then
agree
why-
with that wholeheartedly
so then why-
because it doesn't matter.
Then why
because
was
no one
Trump,
does it.
Then what? Trump tried to get Pence to do it. That's why people were screaming, hang Mike Pence.
Yes, and Mike Pence didn't do it because they interfered with the process, and I think that was the FBI.
Huh?
Oh
I'll say
my
it again.
God.
Mike-
Again, just because the person didn't get a chance to kill this person doesn't mean he's a good guy. He's still a bad guy for wanting to kill him. I don't think they get that part. Yes, Trump wanted to do this shit. He didn't get a chance to. It still makes him a shitty guy for even trying. God.
Pence, even if he wanted
Wait,
to
wait.
do it, and he didn't.
He
And that's
didn't.
why the
He
second
didn't.
time in office where Trump is in the second time, because he left peacefully the first time, he knew who his enemies were, and that's why Pence is not back. And that's why Vance
Do you
is
hear what
back.
you're
And one
saying?
more thing.
Wait.
Vance was going to run with Charlie
Do you
Kirk,
hear-
rest in peace, but they assassinated him.
Which was terrible.
Because the left is the
Do
party
you
of
hear-
violence and hatred.
We're talking about
The left?
I know, but I get
right now.
carried
Nobody
away.
on the
You
left
just
shot Charlie
justified.
Kirk.
You just did.
What
Trump wanted Pence to do. You said, I guess there was a Fed surrection to prevent Pence from rejecting.
I didn't say it
Pence-
definitely was. I said
Yes,
it
you
doesn't
did.
matter.
But Pence, it does matter.
It doesn't matter.
This is the epitome of a lack of patriotism is to not accept the free and fair election results.
But
That's
he
my
did.
whole point.
It went through anyway. You could say, oh, you want. But whether you're saying he wanted Pence to do it, which he never got the chance to, because the Fed surrection, I like that. I'm stealing that bit. Oh, that's gone.
I've talked to a lot of y'all. I know. Oh, it's nice.
Prevented it. So we can sit there and say, well, Trump was definitely going to do it. And yet here Trump is back. Here Trump's back in office.
It's just like, it's like you're verbally barfing all over me. Ugh.
Yeah,
that costs extra.
Disgusting.
Okay, pause. You've been voted out.
Yeah, you should be voted out. As much as I'd like to continue, I'll have the full link in the comment section. You tell me how you feel about this debate. And again, thank you so much for watching Urban Power Debate.
I see pride. I see power. I see pride. I see pride. I see power. I see pride. I see power. I see pride. I see power. You goddamn right.